Tony Beets, a gold miner, found an abandoned gold drum in Nugget Creek, filled with tons of gold waiting to be discovered. After losing nearly $1 million in a lightning disaster, Tony bet everything to restore the forgotten relic. The Trommel was a hulking metal beast, about 40 feet long and moving on wheels, designed to sift through dirt and spit out the worthless rubble. It held a hidden feature that could change everything about their hunt. A secret that would soon make all the difference. Tony's team had to haul the Trommel out, piece by piece, and bring it back to the camp in just 3 days. They had to move over 100 miles through some of the roughest roads out there, with a plan to complete the mission in just 3 days. However, getting there wasn't the hardest part. Getting the Trommel onto the ferry was where things started to get dicey. The truck they were using was over 80 feet long, and there were questions about whether the ferry could even handle the weight. Mike had confidence in the truck, but the only other route was to drive 175 miles in the other direction to find another bridge. The main job was to get the Trommel from Moose Creek to the camp in 3 days, and the clock was ticking. Day 1 started with breaking down the conveyor. Then on day 2, they went for the sluice box. Cody Hunter managed to get it separated without too much trouble. Finally, it was time to go after the biggest part, the 20-ton drum. That's when things started going sideways. The real challenge came when Kevin tried to cut a steel plate that had been welded to one of the Trommel's legs. This plate was supposed to support the frame, but as soon as Kevin began cutting, the Trommel started tipping over, nearly crushing him. It was only by sheer luck that Kevin managed to get away unharmed. Just as everyone thought the danger had passed, another worker slipped and fell into the drum, causing a moment of absolute panic. Once they managed to get the drum free, they loaded it up onto a military tank transporter. The goal was to get the Trommel and its parts to the highway before nightfall, and they had only 3 hours left. The road was terrible, uneven and muddy. Eventually, they got stuck in thick mud, leading to a complete halt in the journey. Fortunately, they had a backhoe loader on hand, which managed to pull his son Kevin for not maintaining a machine properly. Viewers had mixed reactions, but the mining leader wasn't just hard for the sake of it. He was a stickler for safety. He knew that mining was a dangerous job, and one mistake could lead to serious injury or worse. He didn't tolerate anyone breaking safety rules, and that strictness came from his desire to keep his crew safe. His leadership style was about pushing people to their limits, but it also created a lot of pressure. With big investments like his $1.4 million excavator on the line, the gold hunter felt the need to push his crew to do their best. It wasn't always easy, and it took a toll on morale, but it was the way he knew how to get results. The mining veteran never forgot his roots, coming from a modest background growing up on a farm in Holland. He moved to Dawson City in 1994 to chase the gold dream, and the promise of big money drew him to Yukon. He started as an equipment operator, gradually working his way up to managing major claims and eventually leasing out land to other miners. Even now, with millions of dollars worth of gold flowing through his operations, the mining veteran and his team saw themselves as modern-day gold hunters. The thrill of the hunt, the chase for that next big find. Beets, a mining company, hit it big at Paradise Hill, uncovering millions in gold. However, a massive flood nearly stopped everything, leaving the veteran miner and his crew scrambling. A crucial oversight in their license was part of the problem, and it fell to the leader to fix it. They had to dewater the mine, removing water from underground springs and heavy rains. Failing at this meant risking disaster. The youngest member of the team, Mike, faced his own challenge, connecting 5 giant pieces of plastic piping. The machine for smoothing the pipe ends malfunctioned, delaying them further. Mike had to heat a metal plate to 400 degrees Fahrenheit to seal the pipes together, which was crucial for draining the site and beginning the gold search. Another challenge came when Aaron hit a pole and his truck got stuck in a remote area, causing a traffic jam that halted operations. Fixing this became a priority, and Aaron knew he had to be extra cautious moving forward. Eventually, they struck gold at Indian River, where no one had found any in 4 years. Even a small find was a huge boost for the crew. When they returned to Indian River, they hit another small jackpot, 6 large gold flakes. The team leader decided to start up the wash plant, hoping for more gold. However, a helicopter inspection showed they were behind schedule and far from their goal of 3,000 ounces of gold. With high gold prices, the pressure was on to capitalize on the Yukon's potential. The team had to move a portable wash plant, the TRL, used to filter materials across the rough Yukon terrain. Transporting it across the rough terrain was challenging, requiring careful navigation to avoid damage. Once the wash plant was set up, the real digging began. Parker's crew worked on moving a large culvert to manage melting snow and ice. After careful positioning, they secured it and built up the bank to avoid future erosion issues. Back at Indian River, the team expanded the mining area to aim for their goal of 6,000 ounces of gold. Equipment issues added to the struggle, and they had to be precise in every step. They worked on placing a large culvert to handle rising creek water, timing everything carefully before conditions made it impossible. They also needed to build up the road to ensure the equipment could pass without getting stuck. Will they hit their 6,000-ounce target, or is it just wishful thinking? Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on their journey. Tony faced numerous challenges in obtaining the necessary permits to continue his mining operations. The process of acquiring permits is long, complicated, and filled with red tape. He spent years trying to get a water license for his Indian River operation, but despite his best efforts, the license was denied. This was a significant blow, costing him millions of dollars in potential revenue. Despite the setbacks, Tony has managed to keep his business afloat. The 2100th season of Gold Rush saw him and his crew pull in an impressive $450,000, even without the Indian River claim. It was a testament to Tony's resilience and ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Tony's family has always been an essential part of his path. His wife, Minnie, has been by his side since the beginning, helping him build their business from the ground up. Their children, Kevin, Monica, and Mike, have grown up in the mining world, learning the ropes from their father and contributing to the family's success. Unfortunately, not all of Tony and Minnie's children have been able to enjoy their success. In 1100, they experienced heartbreaking loss when their baby daughter Jasmine passed away. Despite this, Tony and Minnie kept moving ahead, focusing on their business and their family. The Beets family splits their time between the cold Yukon and sunny Arizona, where they have a lovely house. When not busy with mining, they love relaxing in Arizona, a break from the tough Yukon environment and a time for them to unwind and recharge. Tony Beets, a gold mining pioneer in Canada, has faced numerous challenges in his career. His journey began with the loss of his water license for the Indian River claim, but he never let it defeat him. He invested in new equipment, expanded his operations, and sought new, efficient ways to mine gold. Despite the constant battle to stay ahead, Tony is tough and dedicated, always ready to work hard and keep pushing. Tony's commitment to his family and their well-being has never wavered, as he uses his hard-earned success to provide a comfortable life for his family. The loss of Jasmine has brought the family closer, reinforcing their bond and resolve to support each other through good times and bad. In addition to managing his business, Tony is actively involved in his community, both in the Yukon and Arizona. He believes in giving back to the places that have helped him succeed, whether it's sponsoring local events or helping neighbors in need. The Beets story is a mix of triumph and tragedy, of hard work and heartfelt moments. Each challenge they face is met with the same determination and resilience that has marked Tony's career. The comfort and happiness of his family, along with the success of his business, remain his driving forces. Through the years, he has learned to balance the demands of a thriving business with the needs of his family. This balance has not only helped him succeed in the competitive world of gold mining, but has also allowed him to be there for the important moments at home. His ability to adapt, whether in business or personal life, is a testament to his strength and dedication. As he continues to navigate the complexities of the mining industry, his family remains his anchor, keeping him grounded and focused on what truly matters. His life's path is a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance, the value of family, and the impact of facing life's challenges with courage and love. The future of Tony Beets' gold mining business is uncertain, as he has faced numerous tough challenges recently. The battles in court, the permits he didn't get, and changing rules have made it hard for him to work like he used to. But one thing is clear about Tony: he doesn't give up easily. He has faced down tough times before and has often come out ahead. Tony's dedication and tireless effort to achieve his dreams set him apart. His path has not only built a successful business, but also inspired many who hear about him. As he faces what's ahead, it's his fighting spirit and resilience that will steer him. Tony's unyielding pursuit of success, despite numerous obstacles, showcases his character. From a young man with a bold dream in Canada to a leader in the Yukon's mining scene, his path has been marked by both highs and lows. His approach to challenges is remarkable as he finds ways to turn them into advantages. As the gold mining industry evolves, so does Tony. He learns from each experience, whether it's a success or a setback. His adaptability, combined with a robust work ethic, makes him a formidable figure in the world of mining.
Variety of methods, such as conveyor belts or loaders, to ensure a consistent flow of material for processing. As the raw material reaches the wash plant, it passes through a critical sorting and classification process. Screens or grizzly bars are used to properly categorize particles based on their size. This step is necessary to prepare the material for further processing. The wash plant's ability lies in its capacity to break down raw materials through a washing process. Water, a key component in this step, is used to break down the substance into smaller particles. This procedure is critical in separating precious minerals, particularly gold, from the surrounding rock and dirt. Following the washing process, the material is transferred to sluice boxes or jigs, which are critical components of the wash plant's operations. Sluice boxes use the flow of water to catch and concentrate larger particles, such as gold, allowing lighter elements to wash away. Alternatively, jigs involve pulsating water flow to separate particles according to density. Gold miners use different types of wash plants to extract gold from dirt. These wash plants vary in size and complexity based on the specific needs of the mining operation. The choice of a wash plant depends on factors like the size of the mining project, the characteristics of the gold deposit, and the availability of resources. In shows like Gold Rush, which depict the reality of gold mining, the wash plant becomes a central element. It showcases the miners' strategic decisions and their investment in advanced technology. For instance, Parker Schnabel, a prominent figure in the series, is known for seeking cutting-edge wash plant solutions. This reflects a dedication to improving operational efficiency and maximizing the recovery of gold in his mining activities. But don't get your hopes high. During the inaugural run of Roxana, Parker Schnabel's new wash plant, the crew encountered unforeseen issues that necessitated swift amendments. As the plant processed its initial load of pay dirt, issues like electrical problems and water hose malfunctions arose. Parker remained calm and collected, showcasing his ability to address challenges as they happened. The debut of Roxanne became a testing ground for the team's adaptability and problem-solving skills. Despite the setbacks, Parker's leadership shone through, emphasizing the importance of making real-time adjustments for optimal performance. Refining how Roxanne operates became a crucial part of the plan, highlighting the importance of making sure the wash plant performs at its best. The team, persistent in their efforts to fine-tune, expertly navigated the challenging terrain of gold mining, making smart adjustments along the way. Their unwavering commitment to this fine-tuning process shows how determined Parker Schnabel is to get the most gold with the least effort. This commitment sets the stage for a season filled with exceptional achievements and success in the world of the gold rush. We can look forward to an exciting journey ahead, as we watch the team continually strive for excellence and overcome the challenges they face in their quest for where they kept their loot. Parker Schnabel told them how much money they had stolen, with a mix of pride and shock. $14 million worth of gold. People on his team, among miners, fans, and skeptics, were all amazed by this amazing feat. This season of Gold Rush will always be remembered as one of the best in Klondike history. Parker makes $364,000 in gold after getting rookie operator to move Slucifer. Parker, who had a lot of knowledge, kept showing off his accomplishments all these years. Not long ago, he did something even more amazing. He made $364,000 in gold by getting a new operator to move the Slucifer. The project already owed a huge $15 million, and Parker didn't know how to get out of this mess. There were daily costs and pressing repairs that needed to be done. There was some hope in the idea of getting a $160 million payday in the Dominion, but there were many unknowns along the way. It became clear when he admitted that the whole thing was making him feel pretty worried. He felt a little uneasy for the first time in a few years. He wasn't alone, though, which was good. His team would be there for him no matter what. To save the working bodies, Tyson had to take on everything. He got permission to use the mine from Ken Tatlow and Stuart Schmidt, and then began the impossible job of making the experience great again. No one expected the first cut to be so bad, and it took a lot longer than anyone thought it would. As soon as Parker realized how important it was, the pressure rose. He thought Tyson would be able to get up soon. The determination of Parker stayed strong, even though the work to prepare the new spot was hard. He went on to say that while he was getting El Dorado ready, he thought he had a lot of time. But when he was getting the next plant pad ready, he realized he didn't. As Parker dealt with the problems at El Dorado, everyone was left wondering if his unwavering determination would help him get through the tough times and find the gold stores that could make his mining project a success. Parker and Tyson were both involved in the El Dorado. Moving the wash plant at the El Dorado cut was a huge task that turned some important events in Tyson's life. They had everything they needed except time, because the process had to be done by a certain date. The due date for this job was Sunday, and if it was completed successfully, it would be able to stay alive. The plot jumbled up money problems, practical issues, and the almost constant search for the jackpot at Dominion into a mess of problems that needed to be carefully handled. The financial situation added another level of difficulty to the story. The operation, which was already a financial puzzle, was done with the worry of possible bills and the costs of running the business. As I watch them, I can't help but wonder, will this smart move help them find the gold mines they were looking for? Or will it be a big mistake on the crazy road of gold mining? At some point in this nail-biting story, you couldn't help but wonder, would Parker Schnabel's huge risk pay off? Or would his growing financial responsibilities and practical problems make it impossible for him to reach his goal of finding a gold mine? Dominion is a world where gold rules and fortunes can change in an instant. Parker Schnabel found himself in a very bad spot. Now is the time for the dream of the unreachable gold to change. Along with it came hard times financially, so the business could stay open. The heat had almost made this area its home. It makes me wonder what it's like to be ruled over. The answer is as easy as the question, but it beautifully describes the harsh conditions these miners have to work in every day. The word Domian means sovereign, and the people who were looking for treasure buried in its land often tell it what its rules are. Another look at the area points to the harshness that is hidden by the light. Parker and his team's determination should definitely be praised. Recently, the weather has gone up, which has raised the bar for what is acceptable. This seemingly normal talk showed how hard these people's lives were. They had to work from dawn until dusk in the hot sun. The next step was to sluice there, but that wasn't official yet. As the thought of starting the sluicing process set in, there was a sense of excitement in the air. After some time, they said that sluicing wouldn't happen because they needed to get better at it first before moving the business. The team was eager to start sluicing, but first, they had to make some strategic choices. There was a lot of tension in the gold mining business because Tico, who was making efforts to make things run more smoothly, set a hard goal. As the order echoed through the mining site, the story unfolded quickly. Tico wanted the plant to begin buzzing before morning. The attention then turned to Tyson, whose scary job it was to move slucifer around on a pole that wasn't stable. Tyson had to make up slucifer out of a leaning stick he had lying around. The language used made it clear that the business was sloppy and rushed, even if no one knew how to make learning staff. Putting pressure on Tyson became an important part of the story, a major source of tension that gave the story more depth. To move the slucifer, you had to have a steady hand and a lot of skill that you learned over time. Tyson had to deal with a lack of experienced hands while working on a tough job. Alec and Liam helped out the last time, and it looked like they were going to drag Lucifer while Evan Kurtz, who was just an operator and didn't know how to move a wash plant, moved Lucifer. The moving of the wash plant was complicated by the fact that parts had to be slung up to the slucifer and then pulled down to the new pad by the 750. The main reason it was hard to do was because changing wash plants was hard to do when there were already few hands available. As Tyson and Evan took on the job of moving the pieces of slucifer to its new location, the story took an interesting turn. It wasn't just a jump that was being planned, it was a symbolic risk in the dangerous world of gold mining. Once Lucifer was taken apart piece by piece, sharing could be seen as both a risky move and a game of chance. People who watched this story grow as a dynamic journey had to think about what would happen with the operation and the luck that was going on at the same time. Everything that was done in the world of gold mining had the power to change the whole course of the season, even Lucifer's seemingly random jump. The 45-ton wash plant, Lucifer, that held the promise of $364,000 in gold hung over their heads. Tyson and his team had to carefully move Lucifer so that the process would go as planned. To get to its new wash plant pad, Lucifer had to go up a steep ramp, which was hard to do because of the environment. Tyson used the 750 excavator, which was the best one on site at the time, to help carry the heavy Lucifer up the hill because he knew it was a period piece. As the story goes on, there is an amazing scene of bravery as they try to get around their opponent. But behind it all is the dangerous operation. The shot was tense because of the way the land was angled and how rude the Washington plant was. The wash plant started to slowly but surely rise because Tyson knew how to use everything he had at the time in a strategic way. From the first few steps toward the wash plant, you could feel the stress in the story, and Tyson's main point made the already difficult task even harder. He said that his bucket would be used as a small wrench. He talked about how you need to be able to adapt and be creative when you run into problems you didn't expect. At this point, everyone is almost in pain from the fight and can feel the strain of the hard mental and physical work that needs to be done to get the Lucifer where it needs to be. Tyson's smart use of the bucket as a makeshift crowbar showed how important it was to be able to think quickly and change to survive in the unpredictable world of gold mining. So the operation as a whole relied on the team, and how well they did in this last stage was crucial to achieving the overall goal of a successful season in the Dominion. If this last step is completed successfully, not only will the difficult task be over, but Parker Schnabel will also have the chance to reach his big season goal. The team's ability to deal with the difficulty of this important configuration determined whether the whole operation succeeded or failed. As soon as the work was done, the wash plant set firmly on the pad, giving everyone a sense of readiness and accomplishment. The construction of the conveyor and the hopper feeder was a big deal in and of itself. It was a clear sign that gold processing was about to start. After following this high-stakes operation through all of its changes and surprises, I couldn't help but feel satisfied. There was a promise of gold worth $364,000 off in the distance. The problems were solved, and now everyone was waiting for the next part of Parker Schnabel's story. This move could change everything for Parker. It could get him a big payday and help him beat the challenges of gold digging in Dominion. After finding $364,000 in gold, he was making smart decisions, like letting a new operator move the Lucifer, which was the most important job.